Hey guys, welcome back. So for those of you who know, I've been working on the brakes. So I put in a new master cylinder, I put on the power brake booster, I put in that, of course, the new proportioning valve, a couple of brake lines. I put disc brakes up front, etc., etc., some new brake hoses. I'm having a bugger of a time trying to get these brakes bled, which leads us into today's video. I bought one of those cheap little air pressure bleeders. Judging by this picture, I don't know if it's showing up so great on there, I can use it on this master cylinder. And I believe the premise is we're going to fill this up with air and pressurize the system, so on and so forth. I haven't even opened the box yet. So you're going to learn with me. These things, you can buy them on Amazon, you can buy them at Liquidators. Here locally to me, I bought it at a place called Uncle Wiener's. Doesn't exactly fill you with confidence that this is going to be a great tool, but we'll give it a go. I've never used one before. Maybe it's what I need to get rid of the air trapped in the system. I don't know. I've tried gravity bleeding it. I've tried using a vacuum system on it. Nothing seems to be working for me. So now we're going to go ahead and try this. So we'll get this thing unboxed and we'll see what we got. Hang tight. Okay, so let's get to the unboxing. What do we got in here? I don't know if this is going to be a win or a fail. I'm going to put the video up regardless. So, it's nice that we got instructions. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with half this stuff you buy on the cheaper end don't come with instructions. Kind of like the brake system I bought. I probably should have paid up and got a better one, but I didn't. Alright. This bad boy going to come out in one shot. Okay. So there we got, I don't know what you call that, the pressure pot maybe? I assume that's what we're going to pressurize. And yeah, we'll pressurize that, then we'll transfer that pressure into the master cylinder, and that pressure will feed everything like a giant pump on the brakes with no back pressure. Next up we got this little guy sitting in there. No idea. It's got some markings on there. I don't know if you guys can make that out. My old eyes can't. So just throw that over there. We got this box. Let's see what's in here. Maybe it's a socket set. No. So it's got a bunch of different adapters for different master cylinders, right? This one's got a bit like a big rubber piece here. This is the one we're after. If this works for us, the way I hope it will, it should work. We got these cables here. I don't know what that's all about. Why don't oh, that just fell apart. That's nice. Oh boy, we're on Why Do You Buy Junk? Okay, tell you what we're gonna do. So basically this is a bunch of lids for the master cylinders. Not too sure where this comes into play. I should probably read through the instructions and then we'll meet back at my place. So there's this mystery piece. There's all these lids. There's this chamber here. Looks like this is some sort of a regulator over here. And then we got an on and off here. Looks like we're missing a fitting. Great. That's probably where it's going to hook up to my airline, maybe. Or maybe it's going to hook up here. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I won't bore you as we go through this, so I'll go through this. And then I'll meet you guys right back here, okay? Hang tight. Okay, so yeah, so this here, you know, that just goes in that bottle there. Well, trust me, it goes in there, and then that just is going to go onto your bleeder screw, right? That's all that is. So, you know, puzzle solved. Kind of like the Da Vinci Code. Back onto this guy here. So this is the way it works. Your brake fluid goes in there, and this guy gets closed off. They say to measure it out, but whatever. I'm just going to throw a bunch in. Anyway, back down here. So this is where air is going to come in. Sorry. Yeah. This is where air is going to come in. Where's our air coming in? This guy? Must be that guy. Okay, go in there. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Our air comes in here, and this is where our brake fluid comes out of here. It goes into the car. So maybe I'll get a fitting on here. I'll get this taken apart and we'll get going. Okay, so while the compressor builds and probably annoys the hell out of you, I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to put these two over top of it like so. This is for a GM master cylinder, is what I'm going to be using it for. And then these will wrap under the master cylinder and tighten up. Again, I've never done this before, so I'm guessing. So let's go try it out and see what happens. You wait here. Alright, so this is the adapter I decided to use. It's basically this big rectangle. It's got a rubber piece inside, and it has these straps that go around it. Now, the thing is, these were too long for the master cylinder I got, which arguably is a pretty shallow GM master cylinder. So I actually put a piece of pipe underneath it. Yeah, I know it's lame, but it's the truth. So if you're looking to buy one of these, you got to keep that in mind, that these cables are a little bit too long. You know, it's not the end of the world, but kind of gives you an idea of the setup you're dealing with too, right? Because a GM master cylinder should be, you know, pretty straightforward. At any rate, I got this on here now. She's pretty solid. This is where our system's going to hook up. Let me go over there and we'll take a look at that. So what I've done so far is I took a piece off of my airline, stuck it on there, jammed my airline on there, stuck it in. Where we got? We're kind of low on the pressure there. Maybe we'll bring that up to about 3 bars. Give me just 1 sec. I'll do that real quick. Let's that off. Okay, as you can see, we're just shy of 3 bars. About 38 psi. I'm okay with that. Got a little bit of brake. I put some brake fluid in here, so pop that off. Put some brake fluid in. Primed up the line right here. We're gonna go plug this in and see what happens. Let me throw you up on the tripod here. I'll just fast forward this part. What does that TikTok say? Skip to the good part. Something like that. Oh, I know. What do you guys think? Time for my assistant. Okay. Now there was my furnace. Let me go shut that off. Okay. Oddly enough, we're down to 0 PSI already. I wonder if I left that line open in the back. Hold on, let me go take a look. Okay, what I didn't realize at this point is that the inside of this pot was actually a big bladder. And the PSI said 0, not because it didn't have any air pressure, but because I had actually run out of brake fluid. Once I had figured that out, I was able to just add more brake fluid and continue on. But that took a little bit of farting around. And in the meantime, I lost a little bit of video footage. I stopped recording. So once you make room in there, in other words, push that bladder back, add the brake fluid to it, put more air in there, away she goes. She'll just pressure up, open your bleeders, and away you go. It's really quite simple. The instructions that come with it are not very good at all. In fact, you can see there where I spilled brake fluid everywhere. If I had just pushed down with my finger inside the pod, I would have opened up and made a bunch of room for brake fluid. But I didn't. I figured that out a little bit later. But yeah, it works well. Lots of pressure. I ran mine at about 38 PSI. It makes short work of everything, really, and pushes that brake fluid out the backside in a real hurry. So that pretty much wraps her up for as far as this part of it goes anyway. Well, I guess that about does it. That's all there is to it. Hook it up, put the pressure to it, open a bleeder, knock everything out with the old, in with the new. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I'm sure there's better systems out there from better suppliers, but it does what it's supposed to do. So that pressure pot will fill up with pressure. There's actually a bladder in here that comes up to the top. So you'll actually think that this thing ripped you off, it's empty, blah, blah, blah. You need to open it, put some fluid in there, which I did. I don't know if you spotted that. I went to go put fluid in it and it just overflowed. And then what happened is I actually had to push the bladder down to get more brake fluid in there. And once I did that, boom, it shot her through the system and into the bottle. It's okay. I'm not a big fan of the adapter I used. It did leak on me. So that's not great, but as far as the other ones for the European cars or the newer cars for that matter, I'm sure they'd be just fantastic. That big adapter one, not great. So yeah, so if you're looking at getting these, it works. If you don't have to use an adapter, it probably works better. I hope that helps you out. Catch you on the next one.